Hello everyone. Welcome to your weekly forecast for August 26th to September 1st. Let's get into it. This week overall, the theme is about stability. So what does that look like for you? I think of big, thick trees that are, I wrote in my notes, literally thick, great trees because trees are, well, I mean, it depends on the tree, I suppose, but for the most part, I think they're Saturnian because they take a long time to grow. They have that ring in the middle when you cut them that reminds me of the rings on Saturn. And they're very strong, and their roots spread very far, and they ground not just themselves, but also like the land that their roots are under, and they hold it together so it can withstand storms. And yeah, so this week, just think about what stability looks like for you, whether that's a big tree or a mountain. Monday, the 26th. And as far as transits go, we're going to have the asteroid Ceres stationing direct in Capricorn. The moon will be in Gemini, making a square to the sun in Virgo and a sextile to the north node in Aries. And so on this Monday, explore and reflect on the ways you're being nourished. Do you need more or less of something? Or do you just need to recognize and give gratitude for what you already have? Both can be helpful. And so I think of Ceres as the goddess of the agriculture, of the harvest. And so that's where we get this idea of nourishing from. And with the moon being in Gemini, especially making a square to the sun in Virgo, it just makes me think of doing a little check-in. What do I need more of? What do I need less of? What can I change up in my routine to nourish me in the season that I'm in right now? Because sometimes I think we have things that nourish us for a season, but then that season ends and it doesn't do what it's supposed, it doesn't work the same way it used to. I think of like medications that some people that have seasonal depression, especially in the winter, when the days are shorter, they might take an antidepressant during those months. And then once the summer comes around, or the spring comes around, the days are getting longer, they might wean off of that medication. And I know a lot of people that have had success with that. And so we want to recognize where we're at and nourish us in that moment. And that's it for Monday, the 26th. Next, we're going to have Tuesday, the 27th. For the transits, we have Venus and Virgo making a trine to Uranus and Taurus. The moon is still in Gemini, and it's going to make a square to Saturn retrograding in Pisces, a conjunction to Jupiter, a sextile to Mercury retrograding in Leo, and a conjunction to Mars. So with this Tuesday, sometimes we can get offended when someone extends help and we don't feel like we need it. Practicing humility is a valid way to grow. And as a Virgo, Sun in Virgo, I have a lot of experience of offering unsolicited help and it not being appreciated. And I think the best thing you can do if you're offering help is to ask someone if they need it, give them the option. And I think sometimes people see us struggle and then they want to help us. And this week has a very big theme of allowing help. Honestly, this whole month has of just accepting assistance. And that's it for Tuesday. Next, we have Wednesday, the 28th. And on the 28th, the moon is still going to be in Gemini. It's going to make a square to Venus in Virgo, a square to Neptune retrograding in Pisces, and then it's going to exit Gemini and enter Cancer. Once it does that, it's going to form a sextile with the Sun in Virgo. And on the 28th, the same day, Venus in Virgo is opposing Neptune retrograding in Pisces, and Mercury is going to station direct in Leo. So the 28th is Wednesday is a big one because it marks the end of the Mercury retrograde. So today's a day to catch up. Make sure all your ducks are in a row and finish up what you need to so you can spend the remainder of your day resting. This is a big one. Rest. I don't want to overcomplicate it. Just rest. Relax a little on Wednesday. And that's it. We're going to keep it simple. Next, we have the 29th, Thursday. And on this Thursday, Venus enters Libra. it is going to make a trine to Pluto retrograding in Aquarius right after it enters Libra, and then the moon in Cancer is making a trine to Saturn retrograding in Pisces. By the way, the 29th of August is my birthday, so if you're paying attention, tell me happy birthday. The forecast for today is you don't have to finish building your legacy in order to enjoy or take pride in it. Acknowledge the steps you've taken so far and celebrate them with an exclamation point because it's important. I think it's very important, especially because we're in Virgo season and Virgos are very like meek. I mean, we like to be helpful and to be useful, and we don't always take pride in our value. And, the things that we do for ourselves, the things that we do that we just take for granted. For example, I have several pets, and taking care of them is a big responsibility. They're all older, they go to the vet often, and they require medication. Like, it's not just waking up and feeding them and making sure they have water and taking them out, which is already a lot of responsibility. It's, making sure they have meds 4 times a day and have their checkups and all of that. And so that's something that I don't always, I don't pat myself on the back. Good job, you're keeping your dogs you're responsible for alive. No, I don't always do that, but I do have to take moments sometimes to say, like, especially if I'm overwhelmed or if I feel like I'm not doing very much, like, you're doing a lot every day. You're doing a lot for them, you're doing a lot for yourself. You are not just sitting around procrastinating other things. You are also doing things that you're probably just taking for granted. So you don't have to finish building your reputation. You don't have to finish there's no goalpost that you need to reach before you can celebrate the progress that you've made. If you celebrate every single step along the way, that's just like a party. That's just like a fun journey. And so you're allowed to do that. You can celebrate. You don't have to wait until, you get the raise or you get the job or the relationship or whatever. You can just celebrate. Celebrate your journey as a single person or your unemployment era, even though those are tough. The free time is nice too. And so that's it for the 29th. Celebrate yourself. I'm going to be celebrating because it'll be my birthday. And after the 29th, we have the 30th, Friday. On Friday, we're going to have the moon in Cancer making a sextile to Uranus and Taurus, a trine to Neptune retrograding in Pisces, and then it is going to enter the sign of Leo, make an opposition to Pluto retrograding in Aquarius, and a sextile to Venus in Libra. Oh, so this Friday, the 30th, make sure you leave room open in your schedule today. There could be some pleasant surprises appearing that you'll want to be available for. And so with that moon in Cancer making a sextile to Uranus and Taurus, that just screams like a little surprise, a little something popping up. The moon in Cancer has very good dignity. It is a good place for the moon to be. And Taurus is the sign that the moon is exalted in. So the Taurus is a great place for the moon to be. And so it's making a line of sight from the sign of Cancer to Uranus in Taurus where it's exalted. And it just feels very lucky. We also have the trine to Neptune in Pisces, and that's just like very dreamy. And so I'm thinking, leave some room open today in your schedule. You might have some pleasant little surprises that you want to be available for. So try and get your grocery shopping done, Wednesday when the Mercury finishes retrograde. Get all those little things out of the way, and then Thursday, Friday, just relax, be open to things, and have a good time because this month and next month, the astrology is kind of wonky, a little neither here nor there, and it's important to have fun. So that's it for the 30th, Friday. Next, we're going to have the 31st, Saturday. As far as the transits go, we're going to have the moon in Leo making a trine to the North Node in Aries. We are also going to have the asteroid Juno in Libra making a square to the asteroid Ceres in Capricorn. And so for the 31st of August, this Saturday, today is a day to reset. Are your commitments and agreements practical and nourishing? And so again, we've been talking about stability this week. We've been talking about checking in with yourself, making sure that you are nourished in ways that make sense. we kind of get that idea from Ceres about being nourished, and from Juno, we get the idea of commitment and agreements with other people. And so, are there people in our lives that, maybe we need to change our agreements? Maybe we made an agreement for a period of time and it got us through that time, but things are different now and we need different things. We're in a different season. Either one of us is or both of us are. And yeah, today's just a day to reset. If you've been waiting to have a conversation with someone and you just want like a clean slate, you really just want to focus on how to move forward because that's kind of like the goal behind this kind of conversation of commitments and agreements and being nourished is, how do we want to move forward? How can we feel nourished moving forward? Do it on Saturday. Saturday's a good day for it, especially if you're able to take Thursday and Friday to kind of relax, like I was saying. That's it for the 31st of Saturday. In my notes, which I took during a retrograde, I wrote 31st, like 31th. Anyways, on to September 1st, the last day of this week and the first day of next month. On September 1st, it's Sunday. We're going to have the moon in Leo, making a sextile to Jupiter in Gemini, another sextile to Mars in Gemini, a conjunction to Mercury, trine, Chiron retrograding in Aries, and a square to Uranus retrograding in Taurus. And right after that, it's going to enter the sign of Virgo, and Uranus is going to station retrograde in Taurus. That doesn't sound right. Wasn't Uranus already retrograde? Hold on. Okay, never mind. That is correct. I just said that the moon was going to be square Uranus retrograding in Taurus before I said that Uranus was going to station retrograde in Taurus, and so I got a little mixed up. But it does station retrograde in Taurus on the 1st. And so we're ready to shake things up in Taurus, whatever part of the chart that is for you, it's going to shake things up. And at the same day, Pluto is going to retrograde into the sign of Capricorn, so it's going to leave Aquarius where it has been. And I think with Uranus and with Pluto, we get kind of very serious. Maybe less so serious from Uranus, but sometimes Uranus can be kind of scary. But especially with Pluto, people get kind of scared and worrisome. And so for my forecast today, I wrote to take a few steps back and turn around, walk like a crab, then stomp the ground. Dance circles around your obstacles and remember to have fun. And so it's a little bit silly. Take a few steps back and turn around, walk like a crab, then stomp the ground. Because I think it's important to introduce a little bit of silliness into it. I think of Pluto being, the god of the underworld, and all the other gods are like, they're not allowed in the underworld. They can't just go there. They don't want to as well, because it kind of sucks there. And so we have Mercury, or Hermes, I guess, in this storyline, who can go to the underworld and back. And one thing about Mercury is it's very frivolous. It's very silly. It loves to goof around, and it's important to be able to do that. And I think of dancing when I think of Mercury. I think of dancing when I think of kind of being silly. And yeah, if you're having a hard time tackling your problems head on, turn around, do a spin, walk around like a crab. Just try and get a different perspective that you're not able to get when you're taking it so seriously. So, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. That's it for this week. Please feel free to let me know what kind of future content you'd like to see in the comments. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. If you haven't watched the monthly video, because it might not be out yet, stay tuned because I'm going to have a monthly forecast for the astrology of September, and I'm doing it with my friend Sam, like I did for August. And so if you enjoyed that or you missed it, watch this one. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll make sure there's one of the little pop-ups where it pops up on the screen and you can just click to it real easy. Yeah, if you're ready for a more personal forecast or have something you want to talk with an astrologer about, check out my website to see if any of the services are a good fit for you. I would love to get to know you and talk astrology together. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, have fun, and I will see you maybe later this week. We might not even wait till next week because it's a new month. So I'll see you next time.